Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we have a wild story about the former WWE boss himself, Vince McMahon. The man who built WWE into a global powerhouse was recently spotted at an NBA game. And what happened next had wrestling, fans talking. Let's break it all down, including what this means for Vince's current situation, the lawsuits he's facing, and, of course, a look back at some of his most questionable moments. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on wrestling news and drama. So, last week, WWE Raw was live from the iconic Madison Square Garden. Just a few days later, Vince McMahon was back in the same venue, but not for wrestling. Nope. He was in attendance for an NBA game between the New York Knicks and the Miami Heat. During the game, McMahon appeared on the broadcast, and here's where things got interesting. He was labeled as a former wrestling promoter. That's too right. The broadcast didn't call him the WWE chairman, didn't refer to his decades-long legacy, just a former wrestling promoter. Ouch. Now, Vince's appearance at the game comes at a pretty interesting time. As many of you know, McMahon stepped down from WWE in 2022 following multiple allegations and lawsuits. One of the major cases involves a former employee accusing McMahon of serious misconduct, including sex trafficking and abuse. WWE and former executive John Laurinaitis are also named in the lawsuit. And things have only gotten messier. And if that wasn't enough, Vince and his wife Linda McMahon are also being sued by 5 former ring boys who allege that WWE knew about years of abuse by former ring announcer Mel Phillips. With multiple lawsuits in play, it's no surprise that WWE, and now even sports broadcasters, are distancing themselves from him. There's no denying that Vince McMahon is one of the most important figures in the history of pro wrestling. He took WWE to heights that no one could have imagined. He crushed the competition, defeated WCW and ECW, and made WWE the global brand it is today. But let's be real, his legacy isn't all championship belts and WrestleMania moments. One of Vince's most infamous moments happened in 1997 during the Montreal Screwjob. Bret Hart was leaving for WCW, but he was still the WWF champion. He refused to lose the title to Shawn Michaels in front of his home crowd in Montreal. Vince, being Vince, had other plans. During the match, Michaels locked Hart in the sharpshooter, and Vince immediately called for the bell, ending the match in controversial fashion. Bret was furious. The crowd was livid. And McMahon, he took a punch from Bret backstage, but turned the whole thing into his Mr. McMahon character, making himself the biggest villain in wrestling. Let's not forget some of the craziest and most questionable storylines Vince has ever been involved in. Remember when he humiliated Trish Stratus on live TV, making her crawl on all fours and bark like a dog? Yeah, not a good look. How about the time he casually dropped the N-word in a backstage segment with John Cena? WWE later had to erase that clip from history. And then, there's the time he fired CM Punk on his wedding day. Coincidence? Punk doesn't think so, but perhaps the most disgusting moment came in 1997. After Brian Pillman's unexpected passing, WWE decided to interview his grieving widow live on TV, just one day after he died. The wrestling world was shocked at how heartless this move was. And let's not even talk about the rumored incest storyline involving Vince, Shane, and Stephanie McMahon. Even longtime WWE producer Bruce Pritchard admitted he had to shut that idea down before it ever made it to TV. So, what's next for Vince McMahon? Will he ever return to WWE? Right now, it doesn't seem likely. With WWE now under TKO Holdings and the company moving forward with a new direction, Vince's time as the ultimate shot caller seems to be over. The lawsuits against him are still ongoing, and his reputation, both inside and outside of wrestling, has taken a massive hit. But one thing's for sure: love him or hate him, Vince McMahon's name will always be tied to wrestling history. What do you guys think? Do you believe Vince McMahon will ever return to WWE? Or is he done for good? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into wrestling's biggest controversies, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.